Hello and welcome back to the Nas Metal production channel here at YouTube. Welcome to another Metaltober 2019 edition of Album of the Week. This, of course, is episode number 45. When was I gonna do an Album of the Week on this classic? That's of course is the first official full-length album from, of course, German power metal band or speed power metal band, whatever you want to call them, Helloween, Walls of Jericho. Released back in December of 1985, but this album definitely has a Halloween or October theme to it, and it's just a perfect, again, spotlight for this month of October. It's just a great album, and it's still a great album. I had actually given this a listen like a month ago or so, and it still holds up after these years. It's just a great album. This, of course, again followed their classic official debut, which was, of course, the self-titled EP, which was released on the same year of 1985, which was actually, though, what month? Let me go back. Right here. Like April 1985. Even though technically their debut was on the death metal comp, or the split, actually, with bands like Running Wild and Hellhammer, and of course the rather obscure Dark Avenger, which of course Helloween provided the song Honors to Life, and of course an original version of the song Metal Invaders, which will actually be re-recorded for Walls of Jericho here. Again, this is just a great album. I could definitely just go right into it and briefly talk about it, even though their EP was great. So I guess I can kind of a little bit talk about the EP for a little bit, which was a 5-track EP, which of course clocked in pretty much around 26 minutes and 29 seconds. Starting off with the track Starlight, which again was one of the best. Definitely I would say is by far one of the best songs from Helloween. Alongside maybe like songs like Walls of Jericho and Reptile, Ride the Sky. The song Ride the Sky, Reptiles, Guardians, Phantoms of Death, the song Metal Invader, Heavy Metal is the Law, and of course Gorger and Judas. All are definitely some of their finest songs for sure. But this EP is full of just great songs. Was full of great songs. Murderer as well, Warrior, Victim of Fate, and of course Cry for Freedom. So that was definitely a brief rundown of the EP. Let's definitely go into their first official full-length album, which is the album that I'm spotlighting here. That's, of course, is the album of the hour. That's Walls of Jericho. Where can I start? I guess I can definitely start off with our intro, our instrumental, titled Walls of Jericho. This might be one of the best instrumental intros to any record. That's because I definitely kind of go into it again, go back to the EP. Started off with the intro, though it feels almost kind of weird, and I finally kind of got around it due to the fact that our guy finally turns on the TV, switches the little channels a bit, but when he switches the channel, it plays the theme song from, of course, definitely a underrated film, and definitely a overlooked classic, and definitely one of my favorites for sure. That's, of course, was the theme to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. That classic Happy Halloween, 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 Silver Shamrock. That's a classic way. They this time go a step beyond, go over the top, and decide to take that classic Silver Shamrock theme that was used in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and basically do a horn rendition. Now, I don't know, that may seem really cheesy and stupid, but I would say I give them kudos. How for a movie that was completely bashed or whatever, that was definitely unappreciated for the fact because of it didn't feature Michael Myers. Everyone always panned the film, so it's just very something for a band to actually take probably definitely one of the catchiest themes from that movie, and turn into a horn rendition to kick off one of the best songs to definitely a classic record. I say I give you a pat on the back for that. It's just so fucking great the way that happened. I mean, it's just some big kudos there. Again, I just gotta love it. A horn rendition of the Silver Shamrock theme from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Just fucking great. But again, going to the song Ride in the Sky, definitely one of the fastest, one of the heaviest songs, definitely by far the band, definitely kind of upping the ante of where Accept kind of left off with the song like Fast as a Shark. It just has that same feel in some ways. It's just but again, laying the blueprint for like speed power metal and so on. Just lays the fucking blueprint for that, and it's a great fucking track. And of course, kind of thrashy, but that's kind of the thing with most European power metal bands. Sometimes they might add a little bit, but again, it's more melodic than most. It's just a little more melodic than what you would kind of get with most speed metal bands or bands in some ways. That's kind of why power metal is pretty much is usually at times considered melodic speed metal, or I guess here in the U.S. here, what's kind of considered U.S. power metal would be like what really melodic thrash metal. But over in Europe, it's just definitely melodic speed metal, and the song Ride the Sky" is definitely a definition of that. But of course, that doesn't stop there. We go into track 3, or Reptile, which of course this actually features additional vocals from, of course, Gravediggers' Chris Boltondahl. So, and it's definitely a good song, though. Kind of bring up the little backstory of what the inspiration for the song. The song's actually about AIDS, actually. So, if you didn't know that, you definitely would have knew through the lyrics. You would have just thought it's a song about just some monster or whatever, but it's actually about AIDS, which actually summons up AIDS if you think about it. It is a fucking monster. It definitely came out of fucking nowhere like a goddamn bastard. So it definitely summons up what that disease is. Of course, going into other songs like Guardians, Phantoms of Death, which has got a catchy fucking riff to it. Phantoms of Death has a great fucking track. And of course, going to the re-recording of Metal Invaders, which again originally was recorded for the death metal split. And of course, Gorger, other great track. And of course, Heavy Metal is the Law, other good song. But again, ending off with the semi-ballad of the sound, that being How Many Tears, which, again, just a great way to end this fucking album. It just was a fucking great way to end Walls of Jericho. Just a perfect fucking way. So, How Many Tears is just as great how the EP ended off with Cry for Freedom. Just a great fucking track. Ending a absolutely classic album. Classic German metal album here. Walls of Jericho from Helloween. So, with that, hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope this also inspires you to probably once again bust out this classic to play for this month of October, and definitely to get you in the mood. I mean, what other better album you could choose to get you in the spirit of this month? More on that later. More on that next week. But for now, definitely pull it out for old time's sake. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed. This is for Heavy Thrasher saying I'm out. I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.